are a nonprofit here in California in Redwood City, and we are focused on human-powered aquatic activities. So that includes dragon boats, outrigger canoes, kayaks, and a large contingent of us are rowing, either sweeps, where you have one oar and two hands, or one oar in each hand, you've got two oars, which is sculling. We started out with about 100 members 10 years ago, and now we're about 500 members. Redwood City is actually our landlord, and it's a very interesting public-private partnership, bringing local access for the community to the water here. We provide public access to the water to come down, and for recreation or fitness, the connection to the water, I think, for everybody in the whole Bay Area should be really important. Most cities have turned their back to the Bay, and Redwood City, I believe, has really captured an opportunity here. So connecting the community to the water is something Redwood City is very interested in, and we've been providing that for 10 years.
We use a concept 2 machine and we call it erging. And basically you get onto the rowing machine and you learn the proper form. So in the proper form is you first start out where you're just swinging your body, hinging at the hips, going frontwards and backwards and frontwards and backwards. And then you add in your arms where you're swinging hinging, then leaning backwards, then bringing your arms in high, and then back and forth. And then you eventually add in the legs and what's called the slide, where you're moving the seat, which is the same way the seat moves into the boat. So your arms out, your body over, then you swing up the slide and bend your legs, then you straighten out your legs, lean back, and then pull in your arms. So there's this whole series of events that has to happen, and rowers that have been rowing for 20 or 30 years work on it all the time. But the first thing that we do is we start out in the gym, and then we try to translate that to the water.
For a beginner, what they have to do is they have to kind of look at the boat first, get an idea of what the equipment is like, because it's not your grandfather's rowing boat. It's lightweight carbon fiber, it's put together so you're on a seat that slides back and forth, your feet are stationary in some shoes, and so you get the full benefit of your legs pistoning to provide about 60% of the power that's there during your drive.
It's always fun to see people come along from that first day where it's just like a bicycle. The first time you get on that bicycle, you know you're going to fall off. It's fun to see people move quickly through those periods where they're just learning how to get the oar in and out of the water, and then they're learning how to move through the boat, through the stroke, then they're learning how to move the boat with the other people in the boat, and then finally they're learning how to race and how to actually accomplish something. And you're testing yourself. You're not really so much competing against anyone else as yourself.
So today is the day before the race, and we need to take apart our boats. We call it de-rigging, and so we come to the boathouse the day before the race. We have the entire team here, everybody who's racing, and we take off all of the riggers. Those are those things that come out from the side that actually hold the oars. We take all of them off, and then we put the boat onto a boat trailer and take all the riggers and slings. Those are the things that we set the boat in while we're taking the boat apart and when we put it back together, and all of the oars. And when the team arrives, we put the boats back together, we re-rig the boats, and then we race. And then after the race is completed, we do it the same thing all over again. We de-rig the boats, taking off all the riggers, and then we all meet back here after the race, wash down the boats, and put them back into the racks and wait until our next race. What's great about rowing here in the Bay Area, and particularly if you live on the peninsula, is that we have this incredible facility here, and it's only 5 or 10 minutes, maybe 15 minutes for most people to get to the boathouse. There's nothing greater than being on the water here in Redwood City. You see everything, all kinds of wildlife, from birds like egrets and herons and sandpipers and cranes. When you're rowing, you see seals pop their head up in the water. You see birds diving and hunting. And then it's just beautiful. And then when I row in the morning at 5 o'clock in the morning, I often see the sunrise.
BIAC offers some community outreach services. There's been a history of basically providing rowing programs and short instructional programs for corporations in the area that want to build teamwork. Rowing really provides a setting that you can work on things like teamwork and cooperative activities. Also, one other thing, we do provide instructional rowing programs or just basically fun rowing programs for people in the community, kids that are coming from underprivileged backgrounds, have special needs.
BIAC has become a major asset to the community. It has become apparent to the local politicians, including the Planning Commission and the Council. The BIAC can provide the opportunities for community members to come here and row, learn to row, learn to be healthy, learn to become part of the community. I'm inviting everyone, young people, kids, teenagers, young adults, families, to come to BIAC to learn the opportunities that BIAC has to offer, not only to learn to row, to learn to kayak, dragon racing. And you don't have to be competitive. I know I'm a competitive individual and have been competing all my life, but you don't have to be competitive. You can be, a recreational rower and still enjoy the benefits of rowing. Some of you may know I'm probably the most senior member of BIAC, but I've still continued to row. And like my friend Peter Allen will say, you don't quit rowing because you get old. You get old because you quit rowing.